They are a familiar summer sight in backyards across the United States, hummingbirds darting and diving around feeders and flowers.
They are the only birds that can have sustained hovering for a good period of time, and they can fly from side to side, up and down. They're great fun to watch, and they're great beauties to enjoy.
Hummingbirds love warm weather. Most spend their winters in Mexico, but some travel as far south as Panama. Then every summer they migrate north, traveling across the Gulf of Mexico, flying up to 600 miles to visit us, usually getting here around the 1st of April. Of course, all that flying means these little birds have big appetites. While they will eat insects, nectar is their main food.
They need sucrose, and the sucrose that they need is perfectly provided by the sugarcane sugar or beet sugar.
Homemade sugar water is best for feeding hummingbirds. Just add 1 part sugar to 4 parts boiling water, then stir until the sugar dissolves. Be sure to cool the mixture in the refrigerator before putting it in a feeder. Then sit back and watch the hummers feast. While it might look like they're sucking up the nectar, they're really lapping it up like a dog drinks water.
They've got an incredibly long tongue, and that tongue is split. And so they're taking that tongue and they're putting it into the nectar, and they're collecting the nectar in that split of the tongue.
Keeping feeders clean and the nectar fresh is extremely important. Nectar should be changed out at least every 3 days.
Sugar water can ferment. That can actually make them sick. So you want to maintain your feeders. If you're going to be responsible for putting them up, you need to keep them clean and keep the nectar fresh.
Washing your feeder in a mixture of equal parts vinegar and water is a good way to deal with mold. The acid in the vinegar helps prevent mold from growing. While the vinegar won't harm the hummingbirds, be sure to rinse the feeder well. If maintaining a feeder isn't right for you, try planting some of the hummers' favorite flowers.
They like the coral, honeysuckle, bee balm, they like trumpet creeper, they like jewelweed. So even in areas that's like wet, that it kind of looks a little weedy sometimes of the year, it can become beautiful other times of the year with the jewelweed and the cardinal flower, and the hummingbirds really love those plants.
And don't worry about having that yummy nectar out late in the year. It won't confuse the birds and keep them from migrating.
Hummingbirds are triggered by photoperiod, so when the day length gets correct for them to migrate, they're going to migrate. They often leave just perfectly good food supplies to start their migration because they're triggered by daylight.
In fact, hummingbird feeders can stay up year-round as long as you take proper care of them.
If you do that, you're going to increase your chance for getting a rare hummingbird, getting an Anna's hummingbird, a Rufus hummingbird, or calliope.
If you want to attract hummingbirds to your backyard, plant flowers that they will enjoy and put up a feeder, but be responsible. Clean the feeder and change the nectar at least a couple of times a week. And that's just another way we can all enjoy nature at home.